system for new prospecting. And the system we discussed yesterday included acquiring the data, enriching the data, customizing and personalizing the content, and then delivering an omni-channel, a multi-channel outreach system that includes emails, LinkedIn messages, and ringless voicemails and telephone calls. Today, we will cover till the point of emails and LinkedIn. And then tomorrow, we are going to talk about how to include voice notes and telephone phone calls. So, without much ado, let's get started. So, first of all, I'm going to show some screenshots instead of going live because it's going to take more time if I just start this on the live screen. So, typically, you would build your lead list in LinkedIn like this. Now, this is not a lead list in a way, it's an account list. So, you want to very strongly identify your target ICP. And when I say ICP, I mean ideal customer profile, not the ideal buyer persona, ideal customer profile. This is B2B. So essentially, you are looking for as in detail buyer persona as possible. So if you see, for example, when we created this buyer persona, we have nearly, I think, 487 or some industries excluded from here. That's how tight we are going with this buyer persona. And with this buyer persona, we are looking at about only 2,500 companies, 2,500 companies. So this list, once you've created this, becomes your sort of, let's say, the foundation on which you will base your outreach exercise, this particular GTM motion. That's what we are doing. So I'm basically showing it to you as we are doing it. Once it's done, on the next stage, what you see on your screen is HeyReach. Now, you're going to wonder why are we not loading it into Clay? Now, it's a small hack. If you integrate Sales Navigator directly into Clay, there is a credit per row for importing that data. But if I, for example, imported via CSV, there's no credit spent in importing a lead via CSV. So what we do is we integrate the LinkedIn Sales Navigator URL directly into HeyReach. Once the data is in HeyReach, so if you see here, we would basically add the sales URL, the search URL, and once we added the search URL, the data is imported on page. So this is what the data looks like. Now this data does not have any people, it does not have any emails, but it has the bare minimum basic information that we need. Once it's here, we export it to CSV. So now the CSV is ready to be imported into Clay. And this is where we go. So in Clay, I created a new workbook. Within that workbook, I went to import from CSV, and then once I imported it, I named it USA type ICP. It has imported that list here. So all of the details that are exported from the CSV have been imported here now. All of these details are in HeyReach. Oh, sorry, in Clay. And now we can start working on this. So the next stage here is to start finding people for this. So in order to do that, what we do is we go to the add enrichment and then we go to add find people in the company. When you are there, you will see something like this. Make sure this screen has your table selected. Because if you don't select this, it will find employees from random companies. So you want to select this list here, and then you want to select the criteria for people that you want in these companies. The job titles, their job functions, the kind of words you want in their job titles, etc. And then definitely select limit per company because otherwise you will land with 10, 20 different people. You don't want that, right? So you want just about one or two people initially to start testing the system out. And once you do that, it's going to start producing this data. Click on preview people and we'll show you this list. Now, once you have this list and you look at a few names, look reasonable to you, just start importing to new table. When you run this import, it will ask you to enrich the profiles, add emails, work emails, mobile phones, etc. No need to add these details here right now because we will add it in the next stage. So click on continue for free and it will automatically create these tables for you. Success, 16 rows were added. Now I just did that an hour ago. So now that data is here. Once it's here, we are going to basically scroll all the way to the right and click on add enrichment here in this column. And in this add enrichment section, the first thing we are going to do is we are going to, wait, what happened here? Okay. I don't think it'll work here. So I'm going to load a clay directly and show you exactly how to do this. So this is the list. And when I go here, first let me show you exactly how it is. So you go here, add enrichment. And then within this, let's say we want to add email, right? So I added email. And it will show me the, because we've already added the enrichment. Is that why? I think because we've already added the email. Let's go back here. I will go to this list here. This is the raw list. Let's go here. This is the one that has not been enriched yet. Yes. Add column, add enrichment, right? That's the one. And when you do find work email, and you can select every single one of these. Now, this is an interesting proposition. While there is a specific credit cost for each of these, you do not want to miss out on any one of them. Why? Because it's a waterfall method. The way waterfalls work in Clay, you select all of these sources. Clay will attempt to get the email address from each of these sources one by one. The first one that it gets, and then it verifies, and then finds that it is working fine, and that's it. It stops the waterfall there. So you will still pay once per row, but as many as you select increases your chances of getting those emails. So I would add this here and save workflow. Now Enro is added. I would add another action. I would add Snowf.io, and then I would simply say yes, save waterfall, etc. So now all of these are being saved here, and then I simply click on save. I'm not running it yet. I can run it by here, all the rows, etc. I'm just saving it for now. I'm not running anything. Now that I've saved it, save and don't run. So now this enrichment has been saved in this list in the last one. Let me show you. Find work email. Now, if I click on this, it will start running each of these columns. So, or I can collapse this, but it has been added, and I can run the entire column, and it will start running all of the emails. So that is essentially how you would add email addresses. Now let's look at a few other enrichments that we have done on this. After the email, next thing I would like to find out for this company is their products and services. What do they sell exactly? Because based on that information, we can probably use in some level of customization. So what we do there is I'm going to go to this screen here and show you the enrichment that we've already done so that we don't waste time on this call showing you how to run it. So when you go after the emails, we come to the products and services interface. When you look at this column, typically you do this here, artificial intelligence, agent, you use their own agent agent, and then you add your GPT model, and the GPT model gets this prompt with some custom information. So you must go through a company website and find all products and services that they offer. Output those services in a comma separated list. Here is their website, company domain, and then it has selected this and you've run this. So now it's basically showing you all the products that this company sells. Power equipment, job tools, Baker Special, Granite Disc, biomanufactured microbes, proprietary membranes, logistics, ammunition, personalized products, luxury transportation services. See, it has identified all of this information based on this prompt that we created here. Let me close this. So products and services are added. The next enrichment we add here is recent news. So if you look at this column is again using the agent Neon version. Later experience company only consider information after January 1st about and only return the link to page and nothing else. So marketing campaigns and rebranding initiatives, any news about the company that has been, I mean, any news where the company has been featured in any shape or form, industry awards and recognitions, partnerships, and all of these things. So this is a prompt that we created, and this prompt, when you run it, you start getting this information. So here is this information. Here are the links. I found one news article. It has included all that information. We will start using it in personalizing these emails as we go along. The next personalization is top competitors. So you see this, and once again, you're using OpenAI, and you're doing web research in this case, by the way, and you're providing a separate context. Identify competitors of a specific company, objective, you give them the company domain, you give them access to the website using this URL, and then identify competitors based on company's industrial market position, return only the names, and then all of this information. These prompts can be adjusted based on your business requirement. But typically, this is what creates this output. Now you know the list of people or list of companies that, according to AI, are the competitors. Now we use more customizations here. This one is complete problems. What are the specific potential scenarios? What are uh, company? What is the problem this company solves? Without this company, how are people solving this problem today? What is the cost of inaction of people to stay with their status quo solution instead of switching this company solution? So essentially, we are trying to build an in-depth persona for this company and for these people. So all this information is being stored here. The next one is the company problems. This is the data that has come from this run into this column. So this is the actual data that we have received here. Then open jobs on this company. There is a predefined automation, predefined customization that Clay offers from Predict Leads, Google, and then you can add some other search here if you want. Every one of these costs you one per row, and this is a waterfall. So wherever it finds the relevant information, it will run those for you and then stop. So it has found the jobs and then it basically puts them together here. The next thing is we do some web research on the company, the type of customer that this company services, who are their ideal customers. because we want to, when we want to approach outreach these people, we want to be clear in our understanding of who their audience is and how we can help them reach that audience with the help of marketing, sales, growth, automations, etc. So once we do that, we create this, and then we have pretty much all the data we need at this point for customization. We'll come to the customization layer next, but before we do that, I'll just quickly show you the connection. So from here, we establish the connection to Lagos machine. We will cover these in depth tomorrow, the connections to Lagos machine, 11 labs, or other connections. But this is where it actually synchronizes this with Lagos machine and confirms here that the lead's been created. LGM is a tool that we use for LinkedIn outreach. So it would basically do sequential outreach with messaging, with connection requests, with liking the posts, voice notes, etc. So that's the next step. These are the prompts where we are customizing these emails. Now, I'm not going to go into depth about these prompts because these are generic cold email prompts. They will depend on your industry, your business, your requirement, what you want to do. I'll show you speaking one prompt, for example, what does it look like? So typically it says you're an elite B2B copywriter for so and so, structured data for one prospect, and this is the information we provided, determine the persuasive angle, and then add some detailed uh, custom variables here, and then it would generate the prompt. The prompts, three emails, and the email subject line, and then they are generated here in the form of a message. So this is how the customization happens. What we have done here is we have used all the data created so far and given logic and given a sequence into each one of these prompts to create a customized email. That is essentially how you end up at a specific message. So tomorrow what we are going to do is we are going to look at connecting these with other channels such as Instantly, such as LGM, such as 11 Labs to get the data, dump the data, and start emailing. Because we still have to, we have enriched the emails, right? We've collected emails here. We found the work emails, right? So the work emails are there, so that means we can then start the automation. So that is how you do this work. Now, if you think that this has been useful, if you need any help, if you need any questions answered, let us know in the comments below. If you find this useful, share it with someone that you think will be able to use it better. And whichever channel you are watching this on, listening us on, consider subscribing us so that we can continue to increase our presence in your feed.